Okay, let's see how we can design a book cover right now from scratch. In other words, we are not keeping any sample by our side. We just want to use the power of our imagination and then push it to the peak of being able to design something out of nothing. Not necessarily that we don't have book covers around or we could just take but we are growing gradually. So let's get into that. On the welcome screen here, one of the things I might want to do that is important to me is just to maintain your color profile. For us, we are using RGB because everything we are doing here is for online purposes. But you know that book covers, sometimes you want to print it. So if you are designing for print, you would need to consider CMYK profile, because professional printing machines that will have to, that you have to pass your graphics through color separation and the rest of them, you would need to separate them under CMYK standards, which is cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. Those 4 colors make whatever it is you see on prints. If that thing is a mixture of 1 or 2 colors to combine to give it that. So every printing machine basically has 4 colors. The advanced machine might have what we call varnish colors, that one that makes it shiny, basically. Okay, or maybe like colors like code, but those are for special purposes, not necessarily real printing that goes through color separation works with CMYK. But all these are customized and new modern printers, these small easy go like on the go printers can work with RGB. And it doesn't mean that if you design anything with RGB it will not print on CMYK, but you might be disappointed a little, in the sense that the color that was looking so bright and colorful on screen, all of a sudden when you want to print it, was no longer as colorful and charming like it was on the screen. That is an issue that has to do with color profile. So if you want to print that book cover, use CMYK. If you don't want to print it, use RGB. But you can always convert it somehow, even from inside there. So I'm changing to the CMYK standard. No, I don't want that, because we are doing for online purpose. So RGB, we maintain it. All right. We have opened and as usual, most of the instances we always my own page always open to A4. Some of your own can see happen the same way, depending on how you configure it to always start with. But then a book cover, dimension of the book matters. But I want to assume that the book we are just looking at is more like an average textbook size. Average textbook size, not those big, those big ones, and not also those small tiny like novels and those small books. Not like the nursery textbooks that you see the book is very big because of the write-ups in it, the drawings in it are looking big. So the book has to be big for the children to be able to see, look, and trace. But I mean a textbook, maybe let's say something that any kind of book, motivational book. I'm going to give it a name, maybe Success Secrets, for instance. So let's design something. Or probably let me get to internet and look for any book. Okay, book cover, book title, or any book, just a book. I don't know. Okay, motivational books. Motivational books. So, what did I type there? Okay, I've still gotten something. Motivational books. Now, these pictures you see here are pictures of books designed for purposes, whether for print or for just online use. For me, I could know that this book is in print. This book also is in print. So I'm going to pick those two, but I'm picking them from stores. I don't want the stores section. I want the one that is not like being sold. Okay, these books, these 3 books are in print. Let me open that one so that we can see how it looks like. Okay. While you see the front side of the book here, there is somewhere here we call the spine, and there is another side behind there where we call the back cover. Every book has something similar to that. The front cover the spine, the back cover. But now if you go to something like book mock-up, let's say a mock-up of any book. These are just to show you some designs of, okay, let me say an book mock-up. Okay, so I'm searching for a mock-up of a book. Here you can see this one shows me what I am looking for. This one shows me, let me look for the picture of a book mock-up. I want to search it using Google Images, not to pass through other sites. Okay, this is cool. This is one, and this is another. I think those two will be fine for us to work with. I'm sorry, we are stepping into advanced level, so we are beginning to think creative, and sometimes you have to get idea from some sources before you start your work. This book has this front cover. It has this place called the spine, and also beneath it there is a back cover. This one has the front cover, it has the spine, and there should be the back cover behind it. Every book that has volume is in that way. So this is the front, this is the spine, the back is behind, the front, the spine, the back is behind. You will always see it there. So even if we are going to, in our design, you'll be seeing something like this in the first instance, it doesn't really mean that this is all we are going to do in book cover design. Now back to CorelDraw. So that's the kind of book I want us to design. So as we open that, the first thing is, what is the size of the book, dimension of the book? A standard motivational book is likely going to go with what we call A5 size. A5 size of paper, 140 by 210. That is, if you are looking at an A4 paper size, that is typing sheets. If you fold it into two, it should give an average size of a book. But what will happen is that you will have this side. Let me label them. You have entered advanced level. Okay, so you have this side as the front cover. Then, while this is the front cover, you will have something similar to that on this other side, being called the back cover. And if that book has like up to 100 pages, you won't just fold it and use stapler to staple it. What will happen is that there is going to be a spine. Sorry, I've already closed that place. There is going to be a spine for it. But if it is a small program like 20 pages, 50 pages, 5 pages, 10-page book, you might just fold it and stitch it with a stapler and a pin. But if not, you have to use spine, whereby either it will be gummed or stitched. Take note of that. So back to, I want to close this place so that I do not be drinking my data. Okay, back to my CorelDraw. So the next thing that we're supposed to consider is the size of the spine. But that spine will always be, you may need to come back to it when you are done with your entire design processes. But if you are just designing a book cover for someone, please think about the spine. So if you bring this one closer in here, oh sorry, I want to just bring it in, don't duplicate. Drag it in and get closer there and then leave it there. And because my snap to objects is active, view menu, snap to objects, there are other things you can snap to grid, snap to guidelines, snap to page, snap to dynamic guides, snap to objects. There, for me, I use snap to objects so that when you go to an object, maybe like at the central point, if you are moving something, it will want to show you, okay, this is the point H. You come to the center here, it will show you midpoints and stuff like that. It makes it easy for you to be able to adjust your document or the size of your objects without much stress. Okay, so having gotten this, that's okay, but if you are designing, you may not need to start with the spine, but have it in mind that you want to work with it later. So for you to finally get these three together, you might need to add the front size. Okay, take note of this. Add the size of the front, add the size of the back, which is front times 2, and then add the size of the spine. So for us here now, the front here alone is 148 mm by 210 mm. So if you duplicate it now, it means that this side to this side now is going to be 148 times 2, meaning 296 mm. 148 times 2. Can I pick a calculator and do that on screen? 148 times 2, in case I don't forget my mathematics. 296. Okay. So with this 296 now, if I bring my kite to the center of this thing, dragging it and dropping there, then pressing P on keyboard will put it at the center, I should have something that can take care of, first of all, the front side of it, and then the back side of it. But at this stage, the spine is not being taken care of, meaning that I must have to come back for the spine someday in the future when the inner work has been completed. But for now, we are assuming that we have an inner part of the book and it has been printed already, so we know that the size for the spine is likely, let's say, 15 mm. So I will go ahead and add 296 mm plus 15 mm. 296 plus 15 lands us at 311. Maybe I'm going to make it 312. So in that case, I just mark this place up by 312. I hope this is not going to be harsh for you, but you just have to understand that. Now, having gotten 312 now, I would have to first of all bring my other card, this first card that I've already put while it was on that A5 size. I want to first of all make it another shape, another rectangle on this page, so that I will use it to align the rest of the thing. So double clicking on rectangle to places a rectangle on the page here. I want to color this one yellow. That is the official background of the page now. At this stage, while we are doing the sketch work, we are mapping out the strategy to design that book cover. So I'll click on the front cover. Sorry, bring it in here. Group it together. Highlight and group together. Come and select it together. Then align. Let me use the full function. Okay. Arrange menu. Align and distribute. Align right. But when I align right, because the thing wasn't on the same straight line, you can see that I need to also align it to the center. So arrange, align and distribute. Please, I'm going to spend time here, so that next time when I'm doing it, it will not really affect you. You won't be thinking, what did this guy just do? So you can see when I say, when it select the first one, select the second one, press L to align left, press R to align right, press T to align top, press B to align the bottoms, press E to align horizontally at center, and then press C to align vertically at the center. So whenever you hear this, it's just a normal thing. Highlight the first thing, highlight the second one while you are holding shift and pick tool. This works with pick tool, or maybe like if you are using pick tool is basically what you really need to use for that subject. Okay. Then align to center of page is P. Center to page horizontally, there is no shortcut program now. You can program it in due course. You will learn that, or if you've not learned it already. Then center to page vertically is not, there's no shortcut available yet for it. You can always do that. Then there's a line and distribute box here, whereby you can take it to the distribution section. But for us here, we're going to work. We've already done the R to give us the right. Now we want to do the either T, which is the top, or B, which is the bottom, or C, because anyone we choose is supposed to fit in to what we want. For me, I'm taking the bottom, so I'm aligning the bottom, but knowing that at the moment I put the bottom together, because the top is already the same height, it will align. So my front cover has panned out. I might want to color my front cover a little. Oh, I'm still using magnification. Sorry about this. Switch. Okay. So now I might here now want to just darken this tone a little or brighten it up. Just make a little difference so that it will show that this okay. This is the front cover. Hey, don't color my text. Don't color my text, my boy. In fact, leave it there. So while here this guideline I'm pressing P now. I want to press P on keyboard so that it will be at the center of the page. And I might want to bring the cover of the back. In other words, what I'm doing now is more like in assumption that I've already designed them. But even if I never designed, the first thing I will have to do is to map out these sections. So I also bring it and then E to align vertically centered, and then this time I don't need it to be C, because if I put it on C, it's going to go to the center here, but it's going to be L, which is the left hand side. So you can see now, if I remove this middle stuff, or if I color this one now white, for instance, or light black, kind of gray, or off-white, okay, then I also color this other one white. The spine now shows clearly. And what was our spine supposed to be? Oh, my father. It was supposed to be 11, Abby. 11 mm. But I went and put 16. Something is wrong with my calculation. Something is wrong with my calculation. I was supposed to put 12, not 16. So, if this happens now, you might likely have a little error in your printing. However, it is better you have an excess than to not necessarily an excess in this place. This place should be almost perfect, except you are doing proper blending between background A and B, and which many people used to do. Let me see that the ebook mockup, that book mockup again. Now, people that are smart, like this guy, this designer here, you see that the same color that colors this front colors the spine and the rest of them. Let's see this guy, similar thing. But it's not always like that. Some book designers use a different color for the spine and a different color for the front and the back cover, such that you always see the demarcation line. And in such case, if this place is too big, it will spill into this side or spill into the other side when it is finally folded. You must be sure that you measure it accurately. And for me, being someone that wants to get things right, I want to be sure that what I measured was right. So pick my calculator tool again. I cut it as 148 times 2, that is front and back, gave us 296. Plus, I said I want to add only 12 mm to it. It should give us 308. So get back to my page. Is it 308? No. So I made mistake. 308. That is it. And press enter there. Then I want to come back and realign this man, delete this one in that case, get another page cover, or like kind of page border with the rectangle tool. Can color it my color as it were, yellow. Then come to the front cover and then bring it back, E to align center, and then R to the right. This is my guy, E center, and then L to the left. Then the middle that remains here now becomes my spine for me. Let me see if that middle is that 12. Yes. So automatically, the spine of my book is ready. So I'm good to start doing my design now. And that's on one. I like this center to still remain. Or possibly, the best place to be is to move this kite line, place it at the corner of this one, because everything you want to do about textbook, you need to be sure that everything. So I duplicate to right click on it to duplicate it. Likewise, I click on it and drag it. Before dropping it, I right click, it will duplicate. So I've gotten this point now, marking out the center of the center of my book, the spine, or the margin between the front cover and the back cover. That's on one side. The next side will now be, this book also, after printing, would need to be trimmed. And in some cases too, there is need for me to make provision for extra space here on the cover, so that after trimming, it will not cut in to make the cover shorter than the inside of the book. That extra now will have to come from this side of the design. So I would, in my own way, how I used to do it is that I'll pick my rectangle tool and draw a square by holding Control on keyboard while I'm tracking on it, and make that my square to be minimum of 0.75 this time around inches. I'll switch to inches. I want this thing to be minimum of 0.75 minimum. 0.75 is my own rule of thumb for my own work. 0.75. The bigger the book, the bigger the space I might want to give. If it's very big, I can give up to 1 inch apart. Okay, 1 inch from that edge, because I want to be sure that none of my right top crosses that boundary. So I'm bringing it and aligning it to the top and right. Then bring my kite line to the bottom of it here to mark out the upper margin. That is where my key right tops should not cross. Although from top to bottom there is not much challenge, but there could be a challenge on this other side more. Okay, so I also bring it to, while it is there, I bring it to this side, drag my kite line and keep it there. So I have my margin. Any serious thing that I want, pictures can cross, but any serious thing that I call write up or text, I don't want it to cross here, because at the trimming points, you can be returned back to and start all over. If you're a professional printer, you understand what we are saying. If you've been doing printing works, you know too well that you can finish designing work and finish printing. By the time they are trimming it, something cuts off and the owner rejects the work, or you know that it has damaged, spoiled the whole work that you spent millions or thousands to hundreds of thousands to print. And these things are not things that are coming very cheaply. So you be careful about that. Leave that margin there. So I'm bringing this one to this side, put it B as for bottom and L alignment for left. And then drag my kite lines to the border lines to make sure that they are clipped onto it. Drag it and clip them there. So I can now delete this small box. By so doing now, I have marked out the layout of my own work. Even if I want to remove this one now, I don't have any challenge again. I can go ahead and design whether it is going to be a plain, like pick a rectangle here and color it any color that I want to color, and write everything I know on earth concerning the book I want to put inside here, blending. As long as I will remember that, okay, whatever is meant to be on the front cover won't have to cross here. Whatever is meant to be on the back cover won't have to cross here. Whatever is meant to be on the spine won't have to cross it. So I can even remove this central spine. It's no longer needed. This is the outline. This is the layout of that book work. First thing you should need to do. But if the book, the inner part has not been completed, and you are designing the cover for just to guide you while you are preparing for the inner work to be finished, you can do estimation. That will be subject to the kind of paper, the quality of paper you are using, as in how thick it will be, because that will also impact on how the volume of the book will be large, and then the number of pages still. All right, so we got that done, and the next thing we want to do now is we want to design this book from scratch. So thinking and imagination, I say I want to design a book on a subject that says success secret, right? Success secrets. And then the author, there are two things you must not forget in a book. The title of the book. Okay, I'm not really teaching us how to write an ebook or how to write a textbook, so I would have given us the tip. But for us, I'm teaching us how to design. Okay, design, how to design it. Not that someone brings it to you, or you have the concept of the book you want to write already. Now, transfer that concept into real, practical design with all the principles applied, such that you can print it or use it for other purposes. After the title of the book, the next thing that should happen is that the author should not be forgotten. Okay, let's say in this case, just put it down as Francis as the author. These two things must not miss. Even if you like, don't forget it, forget the rest of it. Forget design, forget character styling and everything. Don't put anything, but don't forget the title of the book and then the author on the cover page is very important. Okay, so that's just how I did it there. We are doing design. Because I want to design on success secrets, it is good for me to look for something that depicts success. It's not always. In some instances, you can just decide to just put it straight away like this. Textbook doesn't even require so much of design, graphics on the cover. It doesn't require that much. You can just put it like this now. Maybe on top here, bestseller series, success secrets, and then you just give it nice fonts, nice arrangements, and all of that. Success secrets. You see, whatever I'm doing, I'm careful that it doesn't come to this age, because that is more like my no-go zone for me. Okay, nothing on earth should make me to go to that zone. Please, I want to bring this my guy so that I will always use it to center my things around the page. So duplicate this guy for me, then bring it to here, E and right. I center and right. Okay, delete this front cover. Send this one to the back of the page. Shift and page down does that. Bring this one to the front of the page. Shift and page up. Didn't I select the thing? Shift and page up. Or is it colored white? Okay, it's colored white. Okay, so okay, so okay, you can add anything here. Maybe like best 2022 bestseller series success secrets by, you put your name. Okay, not necessarily, you're not going to use his name, but you have to design something. Okay, okay, let's see it. It's Francis. Okay, we've gotten our front page cover now. We might want to do the same thing here to the back side, so just come to this back side, duplicating that by right clicking, then left and maybe top T. Just make sure that everything is perfect here. Here on this back side, one of the things you may not need to forget is the, something that has to do with about the book. I like that one more to be on the cover than on the inside. Why? Someone that is buying the book, maybe the book is wrapped on paper, on cellophane, and the person cannot open the inside to read. On some bookshop, they will not allow. He should be able to glance through to see a summary or something that has to tell the person about either the book or the author or both of them. So, in my own case, I want to put here first of all about the book. About the book. Just give it a reasonable font size, give it a reasonable character and all that. Maybe make a mock-up of the book. Just munch the picture of the front cover or thereabout, put by the corner, and then you now type the story. Success Secrets, the book that teaches you the fundamentals of success and all that, taking you through the steps and the principles and the practice of the lifestyles of millionaires. Just blab, keep on ranting, but put everything correctly. And I'm assuming that someone has given you the details of what to do there, and then you do. So about the book can take part of that. Maybe the next part here could now be about the author. That is, if you really want to write it that way. Or even if you don't want to start it that way, depending on it is, okay, the book in your hand is something that helps you discover, develop, maximize, and all of that. Just write. Basically, the author should have written all of that for you. Your duty is to copy and paste, which is the part I want us to do now. Okay, so you pick a text tool and drag around the area you want the write-up to be. Let's say, like now, we want to write about the book. And I do not have any write-up somewhere here about the book. Okay, I don't expose people's works. So here is, just write something about the book. Okay, about the book, about the author. I'm looking for a write-up. Okay, that shows. Just copy this thing now from maybe here. That must be in a document you must have typed already. Bring it to this place and paste it. You might want to give this first line what we call drop cap to give it that newspaper look. Makes it look prominent, while the rest of them flows carefully all through. And then you make your design. Just put things in place. Okay, you can put it maybe here or here. Let's see, now that is about the book now. The next thing we are looking at is to put the picture of the book by the corner here. Then we also have here about the author. Put the picture of the author by the corner there. Then you might now want to put the publisher's details. These things are the things that are required of every textbook you see. Even yourself, anyone you've ever bought, you know that they are always there. Publisher's details. Not necessarily that they are complete, they are really compulsory, because you can as well put all these things inside the book. Okay. And use this cover to bring in highlights, some captivating moments in the book. You can use it to be posting some of those things here that will attract people to buy. For instance, if you are buying a Bible, some Bibles you see that okay, not Bible. Some books, maybe like nursery books, they might be putting some things that relates to whatever the content is, just to advertise those, key points, those areas, those power thoughts inside the book. Do them. This is on level 2 now. Level 1 was for us to be able to size up our page, which I said consider the front, consider the back, and then consider the spine. Level 2 is the arrangement of your content, okay, or what you have to put on the covers. This one only carries the cover, the title of the book, and the author, basically. Other things are additional information. This one might carry about the book or about the author, or both. Then you add publisher's details, or maybe other details that you think are necessary for the cover page, whereby if someone says, you should know, okay, this book is authentic, it has an ISSN number, maybe the printing company that handled it, you might want to see put like publisher, basically. Inside it, you will do that other part. Hopefully, if a question comes up in that, we might have to look for a sample of a textbook and then just treat just that initial pages, okay, or free book, any book that is very free, that people can use the content for any purpose and the owner will not query us. We can do that. Design. If you leave your book like this, it doesn't mean that people will not buy. Of course, people don't even value all these things anymore. If you arrange your book like this and print it and it's coming out white, let's say like this book, where is that white book? Where is it? Like this book now, all you see is there is no design on the background. Everything is just a text and the man's picture. People will buy. This one, there is no design on the background, just the blue page and then the man's picture. People will buy. So you shouldn't really kill yourself with anything, but as someone that is into graphics, you might still want to give an effect, because you want to communicate. You want people to see that this is success and this is what it means. On that note, I want to direct you to a place you can get some pictures for your designs. All right, let me go to Pixabay.com. Pixabay.com. Open. Now you can see here stunning free images and royalty free stock. Okay, this is the place you can get lots of free stock photos to use for your designs. Okay, this is one of the places, and today we're going to dwell on this part. So let's say I'm searching for success, or success. I can even say successful man, successful person, and all of that. But for me, I want success. Now, what I'm looking for now, I'm looking for image. Are we trying to show an image of someone helping someone to succeed? Are we trying to show someone that is jubilating after success, or someone that is showing the steps, the gigantic steps being taken for success to happen, or someone just it is, or the crude process of a success? This is where the second layer of the description of the book, for instance, success secrets, the power of consistency. I'm just imagining things, okay? I'm not teaching us what to do, but I'm just imagining that this is the right way to write a book cover page, because you want to put it in such a way that I want to put it like, let's say this man says, think and grow rich. That's the title of the book. He now says, the landmark bestseller, now revised and updated for the 21st century. This is more like an explanation of the sub-caption of what this big man is. Let me open this Kai. Will it open? I just want to show us things, okay? Because sometimes after the main title, there's likely a small short title. Like here, Awaken the Giant Within. The short title now says how to take immediate control of your mental, emotional, and physical, financial destiny. This is a short title. So this is the kind of thing I'm trying to talk about there. This concept now will really inform you of the picture you want to use. Okay? I hope it's driving in now. This kind of series are being delivered in a lecture hall, not necessarily in a graphic, because you can see that we're not really designing graphics, but I just have to teach you the principle behind what you are trying to do. Now, success secrets. There is something that is really explaining what the success secret is that means a lot to you, or the author must have communicated to you. That is the keyword you are going to search for when you come to Pixabay, for instance, or even in Google, and then when you get that particular picture that depicts what that success means to you, take it. So for me, I want to take this. Cheers, guys. So I'm picking this picture now, and now click on free download. It downloads for me. Oh, bringing out the story now. Where is the bridge? Let's see. Don't know. Are you not the bridge? Okay, that's cool. So we move. So the picture is being downloaded now, and I can now say open. It opens here. I just copy it and now go inside my work and paste it. This is the picture that will form my design for me. Yeah, I might want to manipulate the picture to any other thing, make it look the other way around, or make it look this way around, or make it look anyhow, but this guy wants to just use this picture to communicate my message. So I'm moving this one out, place the picture very well at wherever I want it to be, but take note that this is the beginning of the spine. Okay, so it means that everything that comes in between side, I'm going to either crop it out or leave it there. But from this side to this side, everything is mine. And there is no one that really says that I must fill in all the space here. Okay. And now bring this guy, put it on top here. Shift and paste up takes it to the top of all the layers. Success secrets. Then whatever it is. So I just make a space here and then leave this guy to stand behind it. And behold, the front cover of this success secret is done. This name is looking big, so let's reduce it further. You know, you must also have a sense of understanding, what I call flow, so that something, if it's too big, you can easily spot it. And because you have a full page here, it doesn't mean that you must write things until only 3 letters you want to write. It must fill up the entire space. You just want to be sure that you are doing something that makes your work fine and catchy. Let me see if I pick this one out now and drop it here. This becomes the cover of the book. But maybe, you see, if I color that design, it will affect the concept, because the design I'm using here is a different design. But there's a way I can still blend that into it. White will make more sense here. So this is a white book cover. Let's see. Let me add shadow to it. Go to interactive section of tool and then take drop shadow, and I want to put the shadow out there to really see. So this is the cover of our book. Can you see how it is? So for me, I think it's good. It's good because even the image I'm using here is black. So why should my text color be far different from it? I might want to add some more design, maybe like shading up this space a little. These things are just matters of choice and creativity concepts that is within. And remember that this is my spine, so I don't want anything to cross that spine area. I stop it here, and there it goes. So this small place now, I can now want to shade it a little black, and then bring up that right up, shift and paste up takes it to the upper side, and then whatever, possibly this one should be perfect black. That's success secret. But trust me, I like this plain one than this one. So for me, I'm working with that plain one. Okay, then we now do our whatever we want to write on this other side, and when we are done, remember to put the spine still. The spine should also have the same thing, success secret, but this one it has to be rotated. Okay, that rotation will now fill into that space, and even as it is too, it will not cross this section of the page you are leaving for trimming. You are leaving that section for trimming. Okay, at least it should that area. Now center it well with this, or nothing on the page. Wow, so put something on the page and then center, align it with that thing, because the page is also the middle here is also at the center of the page. Success secret. Then you also put the author's name here. So this one I'm just writing author. Control R will put it at the right, author. Okay. And every other thing you want to put in it. If you even want to see, put the publisher's details here. No one stops you from doing that, but make sure that you just do it and do it decently. All I'm trying to show to us is the concepts of design. But while we are designing each of those elements, each of the things we are designing, you will be picking ideas, and as well, you would get inspiration from other sources, both online and offline, whereby you use to make your designs. Okay. So we've gotten this now. The author's name will show here, and maybe any other thing you want to put, but basically the book title should be there, author's name, and maybe by extension, if the publisher's detail is going to enter here, then author should come a little in. Publisher will be the last thing. Possibly a logo should be enough. The publisher's logo should be enough to sort the publishers out. So you've gotten this side, and then you fill the back side. That's just a good way to do a book cover. Take note, we are doing this one from scratch. So nothing is there available for us to work with. Not like there are no books out there, okay? But sometimes you'll be given these things to do on your own. Let's learn how to think and be creative, because that is where you're going to hit.